Secretary Rubio. Do you agree the blockade has really hurt the Iranian economy?
Yeah, it's denying them upwards of $300 to $400 million potentially a day of revenue.
And the reason it's hurt their economy is because their economy is basically based around oil and gas sales, right?
Yeah, largely. I mean, obviously, that would be the core of their ability to generate revenue.
Do you agree the soft underbelly of the Russian economy is oil and gas sales?
Of their economy?
Yeah.
Well, again, that's one of the commodities. They have some agricultural sales as well, but oil and gas are clearly the leading
So
generator.
the theory of the bill you just mentioned, which has enormous bipartisan support, and we're very close, is to give the president the ability, if he chooses to put tariffs and sanctions on countries that buy cheap Russian oil and prop up their economy. You support that concept, right?
I support having those tools available for the president to use, especially if what we're trying to do is reach a negotiated agreement. The more leverage tools we have at our disposal, I think the bigger role we can play in breaking this about.
Thank you. So like China and India are the two top. China buys the most oil from Russia, the most oil from Iran. So to our friends in China, if you would stop this, we'd end both these wars. So we hope to give you that tool soon to the president, and thank you for all your help to get it done there. Do you agree that under our law, that if there is an agreement with Iran, that the Iran Nuclear Agreement Review Act would apply and it'd have to come to the Congress?
Yeah, the INARA is a pretty tightly written bill, and so it does have very specific requirements about elements of the nuclear program that would have to be noticed to Congress.
Okay, good. When it comes to any deal that may be entered into with Iran, and I hope you can, I want to get a diplomatic solution. Hezbollah is a terrorist organization under U.S. law, is that correct?
Hezbollah, yes, correct.
So in the future, if Iran continues to help Hezbollah, will there be anything in the deal that would punish Iran for doing that?
Well, that's what we want. We certainly think that in order to deal with look, the primary threat here is the nuclear weapons, and that's what we want to be able to fix, and that is that they can never have a nuclear weapon. Right. Obviously, their ability to export terror and finance it in the region is also deeply problematic. That would be part and we would most certainly insist. I mean, there could be sanctions just on that.
See, October 7th had nothing to do with their nuclear program. It was generated by proxies, and it killed 1,200 Israelis, and it just shows you the power of these proxies. And I think any successful containment of Iran would have to contain their proxies like Hezbollah. So I'm glad to hear that that certainly will be part of the deal. When it comes to the deal itself, the nuclear part, to make sure they didn't have a nuclear weapon, do you agree that without enrichment, you can't make bomb material? If you don't have the ability to enrich, you can't make bomb material.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Unless somebody's willing to sell you 90% enriched uranium.
Right. Well, that's not making it, it's buying it.
Correct.
There are over 20 countries that have peaceful nuclear power programs that don't enrich. It's my view that whatever deal you do with Iran, they should not be allowed to enrich at all. If they want peaceful nuclear power, they can have a 1, 2, 3 agreement. Do you agree with that concept?
Not only do I agree with it, we've offered it to them in one of the rounds of previous negotiations before Epic Fuel. We actually offered to give them access to free fuel that they didn't have to enrich, which they declined, of course.
They want to enrich to make a bomb, don't you think?
They want what, I'm sorry?
They want to continue to enrich for one day to make a bomb.
Well, if what they want is a civilian nuclear program, which, as you said, they can have because other countries have it, you don't have to enrich, and you certainly don't have to enrich buried deep in a mountain.
If the past is any indication of the future, they took what was supposed to be a limited civilian program and were able to make 900 pounds of 60% highly enriched uranium, right?
Correct.
So
approximately.
Yeah. Okay. They cheat. Is there anything that would make you believe in the future they wouldn't cheat if they could?
Well, that's why any deal would have to have strong verifications.
Right. And the JCPOA allowed enrichment. Do you agree with me that if they had no enrichment capability, it'd be hard to cheat because you don't have anything to cheat with?
Then like, share, and subscribe to Mirror Now.